What's going on, guys? No Guides here. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we're going to go over how an elite player stops counterattacks. I'm going to show you some examples of what elite players do to stop counterattacks and what a gold player would do, or what mistakes, the small mistakes what a gold player would make that an elite player won't do, which in total will help prevent counterattacks. The key with counterattacks is preventing them after the fact as opposed to trying to intercept it in the first place. Be in a better position to react in the first place, and then you'll always succeed against counterattacks. I'm going to go through a few examples, some players you should use, what you should do in certain aspects of the game, and how you should be able to react. Don't forget, I do have a series like this on my channel, so I've got more goals to elite guides. And if you do want to subscribe, you can see more content like this on my channel. And don't forget, I do stream on twitch.tv/NeilGuides. Link is down below in the description. I stream Monday to Friday, 1 PM UK time. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video and straight into the examples. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the video play on, show you what I do, and I want to walk you through exactly what I do, because sometimes it's very situational. The first thing is anticipation. Now I know it's easier said than done. In fact, both of us sitting here right now, we both know that most of the goals we concede are from counterattacks, mainly because we move someone out of position. The key thing is if someone makes a 1-2, the key thing is to focus on the player making a run. If you see that player making a run, or you see that player's hand out, the key thing is you always follow that run. But don't follow it like this, always go backwards and run towards goal. Because at the end of the day, your opponent wants to make this through ball into the space. If you try to cut this part, this is a big mistake I see a lot of goal players make, is they try to go here and they try to cut this passing lane out. It might be somewhat of a decent idea, but the way interceptions are this year, it's inherently risky for you to do that. And if, for example, your opponent's of a better caliber of a player, you'll easily do a ball roll, and then you'll make that disgusting through ball in behind, and then you got no choice, and you can basically argue your opponent has scored. So as soon as you see your opponent does a quick 1-2, or you see some movement where the player will do, and you see that player making a run in behind, the key thing is to switch to a player and make a movement. You can try to use the right analog stick, but I use the L1 button, as you can see like here. So I want to slow this down. 0.5, we let it play on. He makes the pass, I press the L1 button, and as you can see, before he's even made the through ball, I've already switched to this player, as you can see. I switched him, and look at my left analog stick, I've already decided I'm going to run backwards before the ball has even got to Adama Traore's feet. The best thing about this is if you do this and you anticipate it, if he doesn't make the pass, at least that way you're secure. But the key thing is to never ever run towards your opponent. You can see even here, when I anticipate a danger, even with a left back like Reguilon, because obviously Gomez is running on the inside. This is a big misconception about pace. Obviously he's got the shorter angle towards goal. So even though Reguilon, you can argue, is faster than Gomez off the spot, you can see that with the through ball coming in behind, it's inherently harder for me to recover. And at the end of the day, I just run towards the ball and quite luckily push the ball away. But this is the important thing, to anticipate the danger before it arrives in the first place. Another main way that a lot of counterattacks are conceded is because we actually have the ball and we give the ball away to our opponent, whether that's a sloppy pass or something of that nature. Now the key is I like to use my CDM to run back, because the truth is the game will screw you over when you try to use, I would say, your centre backs or try to man defend. Unfortunately, it's the truth, is the way the game is. As you see, I get the ball going forward, and you might, for example, see a situation like this here. My opponent makes a really good, player makes a really good pass. Here I can guarantee a situation, and it should have passed to the guy below. My opponent intercepts the ball and he gets the ball back. Now the issue is when you lose the ball in this situation, or normally it happens outside. I want to show you this position where it's inside your half. Even if you lose the ball inside your half, a lot of your players, especially your CDMs, are out of position. In fact, you can probably see on a radar that there's a massive gap between how many players he has forwards and where my CDMs are running forward for the attack, even though they're on stay back while attacking. So how do I recover here? Well, here I choose the most safest player. Now this is the key. When you lose that ball to a counter attack, I'll press the L1 button or switch to the CDM and I'll just run back. It's better to be safe than sorry. It's always best to try to be, I would say, conservative with a counter as opposed to being aggressive. You can be aggressive once you analyze the situation, but as you can see here, I'm not too sure what's going on. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the run in jockey or the run button. I'm just running back. I'm not even looking. I'm not even thinking, let me get the ball off him. I'm thinking, where is he going to make the pass after? So I'm merely just running back almost past him so I can just run back to the defender. You see how I'm leaving that defender? And that way I'm able to cut the passing lane or be in a position to react. But this is the thing. If at this point, let's say for example this pass was made down here, this is the biggest mistake I see. If I went to go ahead and make this pass, he would have turned the ball away, played the ball to the striker, could have done a first time fake shot, and that was it. It could have been 3-1, he could have been very much back into the game in that situation. but I decided to ignore that player. He can't shoot from here. There is no danger with him on the ball. The danger area is over here. I position my CDM in that danger area, not my centre back, my CDM, because that way my CDM can basically maneuver and then my back four stays in shape, not breaking my integrity of my back four. Then once I'm in a position to react and I'm basically behind, I would say behind him, or basically in front of him, and I'm behind my back line, you can argue, then I have my back for safety. Then I can be as aggressive as I want with my CDM, because that way, if my CDM messes up, at least I got my back four in shape. But if it was just my centre back here, I'll have to be more aggressive. So the key thing is understanding the danger, selecting the right player, and if you're ever in doubt, just run backwards. On the note on player switching, the key thing I would say also is to choose the correct player, but don't choose, I would say, the fastest player. Choose a player where the danger is. And you can see even my first touch here was very, very important. As you can see, the ball gets played in behind. This is why it's very imperative to use a fast player. There's a reason why I use fullbacks at centre back. It's not only just for the pace, but it's also the agility and balance was very, very important. You see, after this ball, as you can see, I do a fake shot into the space and I take a touch. Now, if I took a touch anyway, the agility and balance would help me out there. But this is why you need pace. If you have, for example, a fullback that's got below 85 sprint speed, you are not going to recover. That's why you need a shadow chemistry style on someone's got 85 sprint speed. Why? It's because most of the time, your opponent's already running at full speed, basically getting in behind. So you have to then catch up to that run, and you're also going to be delayed. You're also going to be a second behind. So you need to have higher sprint speed than most wingers. Now, what's very much known is that most wingers have pace around 90, and most players put hundreds on them anyway. So you're always going to be on the back foot. So pace is very, very important. If you have right now on your team a fullback and you look at his sprint speed, go into Ultimate Team right now and check. If he's got 85 sprint speed, he has to have a shadow on him. And the key thing is over here, let's say for example like this situation. I could have ran back with Cancelo. I made a mistake and I tried to be aggressive. Sometimes you make mistakes. The most important thing is recovery. Now you see here, I'm running back with Sissoko here. Now, it could be the right thing to do to choose Sissoko, but I end up choosing Semedo. Why? It's because Semedo is in front of the ball, I suppose you can say. And if, for example, he gets the ball before me, he'll be through on goal. But if I can get through with Semedo first, control the situation, stop him from going forward, then I can win the ball. And as you can see, I get the ball, press the L1 button. It's the key. That first touch away, make it safe. Either take a touch back and pass back to the goalkeeper, or do a fake shot or some sort of heavy touch or something forward into the space away from your opponent. Don't try to challenge him. Don't try to pass the ball forward because you're going to get susceptible to another counter attack again. Beat this guy first, take a touch away from him, then make a pass going forward. That's what's key. Don't get beaten by a second ball, or what I would say is in general, even if you make a mistake and you recover and then the ball gets played to you and you end up losing the ball again, don't put yourself in that situation. Don't even lose the ball to a rebound either. Always play safe, control the situation, and then react after. In this example, I wanted to show you a scenario where I was actually being very aggressive. I end up running out with Mukiele. This is the mistake. This is a big mistake that I see a lot of players make. This was the issue. I should not have run out with Mukiele because Mukiele is actually my centre back. Now by doing that, I now have basically a missing player in my back line, and that makes it easier for me to get exploited via the counter attack. So that's the mistake. I should never have brought Mukiele out. I tried to be aggressive, but it's the key. Once I realized the danger was there, I just ran back and I recover. And this is why, again, pace is very important. You can see Inaki Williams is almost coming very close to me. And again, how do I play it safe? I don't try to do anything funky. I don't try to do a fake shot here. I just play it safe to the goalkeeper. If you're ever in doubt, the goalkeeper will always be there. Keep it safe, touch the ball, and then you can always reset the play or boot the ball out if you're ever in danger. But especially against team press, do not run out with your centre back. As you can see, the biggest mistake I made here is running out with that centre back. It's better to be defensive, even if, let's say for example, you're losing. Unless you're losing 2-1 and there's 90 minutes with 1 minute at a time and you're already in half that second, you're already 30 seconds in, then you might want to be aggressive. But if you're losing 2-1 and it's 80 minutes, don't make it 3-1 because the game then is completely done. Always be safe, even if you're losing. You can always be aggressive after, but control the situation. That way you don't make the situation worse or the scoreline worse. Another example I want to go over here is using the final man. And if you make a mistake, I would say the key thing is just get up and just go backwards. As you can see here, I make a big mistake. Stoichkov comes inside. And this is where you can see pace is the forefront. And obviously when he has the ball, he's obviously going to be naturally slower with the ball, of course. So I made a mistake here. I was aggressive. But you see the key thing is I don't chase him. I run back towards goal. This is one of the biggest common mistakes I would see even some elite players do. Is what they will do is when they see the player with the ball, they almost run into him. Your key is you want to occupy the danger area first as opposed to getting the ball. If you try to get the ball when you're behind your opponent, you're always going to be behind. But if you occupy the space, then you can be able to react. As you can see here, I go into the space first and then I make a slide tackle once the chance is near. And the final one I wanted to show you is if you're completely in doubt, you're 100% not sure what to do. Let's say you're being too aggressive with your CDM. Let's say you were losing. Or let's say the game got you a rebound, you're out of position. You tried being aggressive with your final centre back and you're in trouble. If you're in doubt at this point, just run back. If it's the final man, please just run back. There's always a chance for you to recover later on. But always run back. Wait for your other player to get back in position. But do not play aggressive here. Even if you think there's a good chance to win the ball, play safe, watch the runner, watch where the space is going to be, and then occupy the area, and then defend. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you do have any other video suggestions, of course, do let me know down below in the description. Do not forget I do stream on twitch.tv/Neil guys, Monday to Friday, 1 PM UK time. Link is down below in the description. Thanks for watching guys, take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.